A very good morning, dear students. Welcome back. Today I would like to take the class for class 8A and B and C, and the subject is geography. And the chapter that I'm doing is chapter 7, Asia, Political Division and Demography. In the previous class, we had seen about Asia, physical features, and in that chapter we saw why Asia is called the continent of contrast because of some special aspects. Asia is so very different compared to the other continents. The reason is because, as we discussed in the previous class, because of its contrasting effect, like Asia has the highest place on the earth, that is the Mount Everest. It also has the uh, hottest place on the earth, that is the Arabian Desert. It also has the rainiest place, that is the region in Meghalaya, Cherrapunji. Then it's also got the coldest place in Siberia. It also has the largest lake, that is the Caspian Sea, the deepest lake, that is Lake Baikal, the highest plateau, that is Plateau of Tibet, and so on. The lowest place, that is the uh, Dead Sea. So, because of all these aspects, Asia is called the continent of contrast. Now, today we continue with this chapter, that is Asia, political division and demography. So, let us see a little bit about this introduction. Now, Asia, political division and demography. Asia is a continent of great culture. Three of the world's oldest civilization, the Indus Valley, the Mesopotamia, and the Chinese civilization flourished here. Almost all the major religions have originated here. Geographically, economically, and socio-culturally, it is a land of remarkable contrast. Asia is the world's largest and the most populated continent. It is estimated that the continent covers an area of about one third of the total area or the land's area of the world. So, this is a slight introduction on this chapter. Now, let's see look at the location. Where is Asia basically located in terms of its latitude and longitude? So if you see, the latitudinal extent of Asia is from 80 degrees north to 10 degrees south. Most of the continent is in the northern hemisphere, while a small portion is in the southern hemisphere. Longitudinally, Asia stretches from 25 degrees east to 170 degrees west, covering 160 degrees in longitude. And this creates many time zones throughout the continent. That means different continent. Yeah, if you see the countries in the continent, if you see the different countries in the continent Asia, different countries have different time zones. Different time zones or different time is because of the vast extent from east to west. Because Asia is so very big, almost covering 160 degrees in longitude from east to west. So there are various time zones in our continent. Okay, then Asia is surrounded by the Indian Ocean in the south, the Arctic Ocean in the north. If you see the Indian Ocean in the south, just show you the map here. See, if you see the map there, you can see the Indian Ocean is in the south, the Arctic Ocean is in the northernmost part of Asia. Then if you see in the eastern part, we have the Pacific Ocean. If you see in the western side, we have the Ural Mountains, the Caspian Sea, and the Ural River, which forms the western border separating Asia from Europe, the continent Europe. So we can see on the western side the boundary between Asia and Europe is basically the Ural Mountains, the Caspian Sea, and the Ural River. Now Asia is separated in the north. If you see in the north, Asia is separated, if you go further up, from North America by the Bering Strait. We have a sea called the Bering Sea. There we have a strait called the Bering Strait, which separates Asia from North America. And if you see the border between Africa, Asia is separated from Africa by the Suez Canal. We have the Suez Canal right down here in the southwestern part. Suez Canal. In the south, there are three seas bordering the continent: the Red Sea, the Black Sea, and the Mediterranean Sea. So, this is about the boundary of Asia, the different aspects, the different seas, the oceans that surround Asia in the northern side, in the southern side, and even in the eastern side, and also the boundary with Europe. Now, let's see its political division. Asia consists of basically, if you see, Asia consists of about 48 countries that vary in size from very small to very large. The countries can be grouped under South Asia, East Asia, and Southeast Asia. Russia, China, and India are the largest countries, while Singapore, Maldives, and Bahrain are the smallest. Russia, which earlier was known as USSR, broke up in 1991, is partly in Asia and partly in Europe. The population, if you see, of our continent is more in the fertile areas where it's very high, and the density decreases from moderate to scanty where the climate conditions are extremely cold and hot and dry. Now, if you see the population of Asia, it's not evenly distributed. The areas where the land is very fertile, there the population is very high. Where the climatic conditions are very good, there the population is very high. Where the resources are available in abundance, in those areas the population is very high. But again, if you go to areas where the climatic conditions are not very favorable, very cold or very hot or very dry, in those areas again the population is very less. Thus, the population of an area depends to a great extent on climate, soil, and relief of the area of an area. Certain countries like Singapore, Maldives, Bangladesh, India, Philippines, Japan, Taiwan have high density of population. So these are the countries. Besides this, there are other countries as well. But to name a few, these are the countries which have a high density of population. Whereas the snow-covered countries have less than 50% of the population concentration. China has the largest population with 1.3 billion, and India is second with 1.2 billion. Now let us see the religions of our continent. Okay, we'll go further up and let's see the religions of our continent. Now, religion plays a very important role in the life of the people of Asia because so many religions were born in our continent. If you see the population ratio of our continent, the population is very, the people are here are very religious. They're very religious. As we know that so many different types of religions were born in Asia. Now, religion plays a very important role in the life of the people of Asia. Asia is the birthplace of major religions of the world like Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, Confucianism, Sikhism, and Jainism. Other religions like Shintoism, Taoism, Zoroastrianism also exist here. It is known for its diversity of culture. So you can see there, like Asia is basically a continent where so many religions have originated. Different religions are there. The people of Asia are very religious. So it's the birthplace of many religions of the world. Now, if you see the population or the impact of the population in our in our continent, Asia has the largest and overpopulated cities such as Mumbai, Kolkata, Tokyo, Shanghai, and Seoul. The reason is the large-scale movement of the rural population for better work opportunities in the cities. This has resulted to a strain on resources and affected the standard of living in these areas. Now, if you see, basically, uh, all the people, most of the people of our rural areas, they always tend to go to They always tend to go to the urban areas to seek a better lifestyle, to get better opportunities, better educational facilities, better working environment. Because of which, what happens is certain cities become overpopulated. That's why we just saw here. Asia has the largest and the most overpopulated cities such as Mumbai, Kolkata, Tokyo, Shanghai, and Seoul. The reason is because of the large scale movement of people from rural areas to the urban areas for better lifestyle, better work, better job opportunities, better educational facilities, see, and lifestyle and so on. Now let's see the reason why is there a rapid growth of population. Why is there a rapid growth of population? Or what happens because of the huge growth of population? Now, there are various reasons why when the population increases, it affects various sectors. The first one is that loss of resources. See, the more the people, the more the utilization of resources, and therefore the resources starts to get depleted. See, as briefly mentioned earlier, it is a major concern. Once these resources are used up, like minerals, for example, there is no way in which they can be replenished. This would be a permanent loss that generations to come after us would face. That means because of the huge growth of the people, because of the huge growth of people, or the huge growth of population in the different countries in the continent, what happens is too much pressure is applied on the resources. Because of which what happens, the resources starts to get depleted, and once the resources are utilized, then to get it replenished it takes thousands and thousands of years. Therefore, the first effect of the rapid growth of population is there will be a loss of resources. Second one is deprivation of the basic needs of people. That means the people will be deprived of basic needs: food, clothing, shelter. See, people will not get proper food, proper nutrition, clothing, clothes to wear, house to live in. See, these effects also will take place because of the rapid growth of population. See, people will be deprived of the basic needs: food, clothing, and shelter. These are the basic needs of the people, and these will be deprived the excess population growth. Number three is detrimental effect on education and medical facilities. Yes, when there is more growth of people, when there's more people living in certain areas, there'll be more pressure on the medical sector. See, shortage of medicines, shortage of doctors, shortage of hospitals will take place because of the huge growth of people, population. Even education also, there will be an adverse effect. There will be also another effect in the educational sector. The children will not get basic good education. See, there will be too many students studying in the schools or in one classroom, because of which the quality of education may not be very good also. If you see some of the government schools, see, in the remote areas, the conditions are very difficult for students. This is because of the huge growth of the population. Number four is pollution to the environment in different ways. See, when there's too much of people living in certain areas, there'll be what is say um, see, environmental pollution. See, air pollution will take place. More vehicles, more factories, more industries, more transport movement. See, then there will be even what to say water pollution. Waste will be dumped everywhere. Visual pollution. See, noise pollution. Vehicles moving up and down. See, so this is what happens because of the huge increase in population. Then unemployment and illiteracy leads to crimes, violence, terrorism, and other anti-social activities. Now, even because of the growth of population, huge growth in the population, there will be unemployment crisis. People will not get proper jobs, and when there's shortage of jobs, then what happens? Then crimes will take place. Violence, terrorism, and other social anti-social activities will take place because of these problems. So these are the effects that take place because of the rapid growth of population. Now, how can we control the population growth? Methods to control population growth. See, a continent is facing with the problem of population explosion. Too much of people. So the first way in which we can control population growth is by family planning. See, nations are to encourage people to have small families in order to reduce the birth rate. So the government can, educate the people in order to have a smaller family, so that the best of education, the best of facilities can be given to the children. So this is one way in which the government can play a major role in controlling the birth rate. Family planning programs, see, they should stress on various birth control methods. And we have seen slogans such as one small family is a happy family. So these are the slogans that the governments use in order to encourage people to have small family is a happy family. So this is like a slogan which the governments use to encourage people to have a small family. So one of the ways in which the government can control family what's the population is by family planning programs. People should be educated on the different birth control methods, and also to educate them to have a smaller family, so that the best of facilities can be given to their children. The second one is abolishing child marriage and polygamy. See, so it's very it's against the law for girls to marry below the age of 18, and even boys below the age of 21. See, polygamy or having more than one wife is also banned. And these ways, what happens is, these ways, the population growth also will be controlled. The population growth also will be controlled. So this is another way in which the government has, you know, taken step to control the population growth. Education of women. This is very important. See, because it's the mother who is the main person in the family to educate their children, to educate the family members in different aspects. Women play a very, very important role, instrumental role in the family. The men usually go and earn money, but it is the woman who basically manages the entire household, covering all aspects. So the women should be educated, and if they are educated, then they'll know the pros and cons, the advantage and disadvantage of having a big family or a small family, and therefore they will always guide the family in the right direction. Okay, so that's very, very important. So educating women also helps them to understand the need for smaller families, as they are better able to take care. See, that means women, if they are educated, then they'll know that if they have a small family, they can take care of the family very easily. The children will be given proper food, proper medicines, proper education, proper facilities, and therefore what happens, the family also becomes very, very happy. So education of women plays a very, very important role to control population growth. Contribution of United Nations organization is also very, very important. See, using the media in overpopulated countries, the UN is working on educating the people on the benefits of family planning and the importance of small families. Even the United Nations organizations have been playing a very, very instrumental role in educating people regarding the importance of having a small family. Uh, then we go a little further and see the different aspects of Asia, that is the industries. Let us see a little bit about industries. Now, if you see industries, Asia is a continent of contrast, like I just told you in the beginning. There are regions which are highly industrialized and some with minimum economic development. Now, if you see Asia, like I told you, even the population concentration varies from place to place. Some areas the population is very high because of the huge increase because of the very favorable climatic conditions, very favorable environment, plenty of resources are available. See, the soil is very fertile, because of which the more people are concentrated in those areas. And then again, less people are concentrated in certain areas where the climatic conditions are not very favorable. Similarly, even industries also are located in certain areas where there is abundance of resources, where there's a very good climatic conditions are very favorable, where the transportation is very easy. So in these areas, we'll have more concentration of the industries compared to the areas where it's a very far off area, or a very hilly region, or very cold place, or where the environment is not very favorable. So in those conditions again, there will be very less economic development. Okay, so now let's see the first one, that is Japan. Let's see. Now Japan is one of the most industrialized nations of the world and produces a wide range of manufactured goods like iron and steel, heavy engineering, goods such as automobiles, and electronic goods such as TVs, watches, clocks, computers, textiles, and so on. So, see, when we were small, we used to always hear our elders talking about the Japanese watch, the Japanese, what is say, calculator, which was very popular at that time. So see, Japanese were very, very well advanced. So prior to the Second World War, yes, they were advanced. But then after this, during the Second World War, Japan was totally destroyed by America. But yet again, they rose up, and still again, see, they have come up to such an extent that they are in the topmost level in the world's industrialized nation, among the world's industrialized nation. Now let's see the next one. That is China. China's industry was basically agro-based. If you see the back history of China, they're basically agricultural country. But it has now rapidly industrialized itself in recent years. Iron and steel industry have led to the development of heavy industries such as shipbuilding, locomotives, machineries, and other such industries. The cotton textile industry of China is one of the oldest and the largest in the entire world. See, China was very, very well known for its textile industry, see, textile sector. Now we go to the third one, that is India. India too has an established industrial belt. If you see our country also, basically we are an agricultural country. So many, more than 70% of our people are directly or indirectly dependent on agriculture. But now what happens is, now we are slowly shifting towards the industrial sector. So after 1947, there is a shift in focus from agriculture to manufacturing industries. It now has iron and steel plants, heavy machineries, electrical and electronic goods, transport equipments, and chemical industries, to name a few. So now India is also rapidly growing in the industrial sector and plays a very, very important role in the global economy as well. Let us look a little bit about the transport of Asia. Now, there is a difficulty in maintaining uniform and efficient system of transport in Asia due to its variation in relief. So as I was talking a little bit prior to this section, Asia has different regions where some areas may be plain, some areas may be high, some may be very mountainous region. So because of this aspect, what happens is even the transport system it varies from place to place. There is a difficulty in maintaining uniform and efficient system of transport in Asia due to its variation in relief. However, in the recent years, with the rapid development of road, railways, waterways, and airways have developed significantly, which has transformed the entire economy of our continent. Now, different countries are connected by highways. Japan, China, Hong Kong, Singapore have one of the best roads in Asia. And if you see, the entire region in Asia are connected with one another, either through roads or airways or waterways or railways. And now, if you see the transport system of our continent, it's very, very well developed. You can just see here. See, countries like Japan, Hong Kong, and Singapore have the best roads in Asia. Now, let us look into one of the aspects of transport system, and that is the railway. Railways are the cheapest mode of transport or transporting goods over long distance. The Trans-Siberian Railway is the longest railway line in the world, covering a distance of almost 9,000 kilometers, connecting Vladivostok in the east to St. Peter's in the west. The big rivers in Asia have made inland water transport possible. See? Plenty of rivers are there in our continent, and this makes inland water transport possible. That means the boats and steamers can go right into the land where the river reaches. See, motorboats have replaced country boats. Sea transport have also been an important means of transporting goods and people. Asia is linked to Europe by the Suez Canal and America with East and Southeast Asia by the Pacific Sea route. So, railway has also been very important, and one of the most important is the Trans-Siberian Railway. See, uh, it connects the region. See, that is Vladivostok in east of Asia to St. Peter's in the west of Asia. Right across Asia, it runs this railway. That is the Trans-Siberian Railway. Okay, so with this section, we have come to the end of this very short chapter. That is Asia. What is say political divisions and demography. It's a very short chapter, and I do hope my dear students will go through the chapter and revise this lesson. And after the revision of this lesson, please do the exercise that is there at the end of the chapter. Exercise number A,